All right, let's go back to our top story. We're talking about unfortunate incident that happened in Nepal flash floods, and we are joined by Dr. Krishna S, Vatsa member, National Disaster Management Authority, NDMA. Welcome, sir. Appreciate you giving us your precious time. In fact, I was asking you before, Nepal is facing a rapidly escalating disaster with hundreds still missing and the death toll continuously rising. We're getting the reports continuously. What in your assessment explains the scale of this disaster, the catastrophe?
It's the collapse of the glacier. This is something that could be triggered by seismic factors. This could also be triggered by other geological factors. And we have a massive rockfall which actually led to the increase in the water. It's outburst of the glacial lake, and the level of the river rose by about 9 meters within half an hour. So a sudden increase in the level of river due to the rockfall caused by the outburst of the glacial lake has led to this unprecedented floods, and it actually has affected the settlements.
Yes.
It affected the hydropower projects, and it has brought in its wake huge devastation. In the Himalayas, such incidents are now happening more frequently. In India too, we had a major GLOF incident in Sikkim, which also washed out the Chungtang Dam in Sikkim. In a similar manner, we also had the Dharali landslide the last year, which also caused the entire village to be buried. So we are seeing similar incidents in the Himalayas on a more regular basis.
But Dr. Watts, I mean, you're saying these incidents are happening frequently, but I want to ask you, does the scale of the disaster, the devastation also points to gaps, you think, in disaster preparedness and maybe early warning systems?
We can improve the early warning system for these kind of incidents, but it is very, very difficult to set up a very robust early warning system, considering that most of these lakes are situated at 5,000 meters and above. It's very difficult to also track them on a real-time basis, even through satellites. We need to have both the systems working together, which include the ground-based observation network as well as the satellite network. That kind of a combination can improve the early warning system. But please understand that such incidents develop within a period of half an hour to 1 hour. And it becomes very, very difficult to track them and take appropriate measures to reduce the fatalities and the destruction.
Well, Dr. Watts, also when hundreds of people are missing across difficult terrain, we all know, we want to know from you, how challenging is it for the rescue agencies to establish who has been rescued, who is stranded and who remains unaccounted for?
It has always been a challenge for the responder agencies to reach such remote areas. We faced the similar difficulties when we were dealing with Dharali. We have to send these responders through helicopters at times, and it's also difficult to find out how many people are affected, which are the areas that are buried underneath. And also it's not just about the presence of the responders. It's also important that the responders have the right kind of equipments. So without the right kind of equipment, say you need to have the JCBs, you need to have earth removers. without that, it would be very, very difficult to do long-term or even short-term, rescue and response. So getting the responders and the equipments together is always a challenge. But this is something that we have addressed in the recent times. Our response agencies have improved, and in Nepal, India too has offered its assistance, and which is so good. We have always been helping our neighboring countries in such situations.
Yes, and like you said, it becomes all the more difficult when the terrain also is especially very tricky. But Dr. Vatsa, with the flash floods in Nepal triggering a flood alert in Bihar and Uttar Pradesh also, how significant is the downstream threat for communities along the Gandak?
We have been monitoring the flow of river in the flow of water in Gandak River, and it is very manageable. We alerted all our responder agencies. They were deployed. Some of the people also were evacuated and taken to the safer areas. But all the information that has come from both Bihar and UP suggests that the floods are well within manageable limits, and there are no losses reported.
All right, so you're saying nothing to worry about, so no need to panic, you're saying?
No need to panic.
All right.
Absolutely.
Also, Dr. Vatsa, India has once again stepped forward to support Nepal in this hour of crisis. Does it reinforce India's role as a first responder in the region, particularly during the crisis like this, humanitarian emergencies?
Absolutely. India has always been responding and providing assistance to the neighbors on a proactive basis. This is not the first time. We reached out to Sri Lanka, we reached out to Myanmar, and we have been providing assistance to all these countries for rescue and relief. And in certain cases, we have also provided them support for long-term recovery and reconstruction. In Nepal too, after the 2015 earthquake, we reached out and we provided the immediate support for rescue and relief, but we also followed it up with the long-term assistance for reconstruction.
All right, Dr. Vatsa, before we leave you, beyond the immediate rescue operation, what is that one major lesson the countries, especially India and Nepal, must take away from this disaster, from this tragedy?
We need to improve our monitoring capacities for this kind of a climate-related incidents. We need to strengthen our observational network, and we also need to track the satellite images better. All these equipments together will improve our capacity to forecast such events with more precision, and we can take all the appropriate measures to evacuate people well in time.
Also,
this is the lesson that all the countries in the region, Nepal, Bhutan, and India, must follow and internalize it within the disaster management system.
Also, Dr. Vatsa, last question. I mean, we want to know from you, I mean, how did that in fact happen? We want to know about the chain of events in the sense that there are reports of a possible glacier outburst following the seismic activity that you also pointed out. We want to know from you the chain of events that may have led to these flash floods.
Whatever we have come to know, there was a massive avalanche. The rock fell in the lake, and that actually led to outburst, and that actually increased the level of water significantly in the river, and that has caused the flash floods. But these things need to be investigated further. Various hypotheses are being advanced. The seismic activity is there, their avalanche is there. How have these various triggers come together? how have these triggers actually activated the onset of the floods. These are some of the things that need to be established through a detailed investigation.
Right, and also like you said, we are seeing a growing pattern of extreme weather events in that region, especially Himalayan region. We'll leave it at that. Thank you for your insights, Dr. Vatsa.
Thank you very much.